Boy, that's tough. Now let's bring in crime journalist Melissa McCarty. Melissa, we understand that you have some new exclusive details to share with us. Good to have you here. What are they?
Thank you for having me, Joey. Now, we know that police are going to be holding an updated press conference at 1 o'clock West Coast time, releasing the suspect's name along with his victims. But according to my sources, the suspect that we know is 33 from Garden Grove. He was a part of the AB 109 early release law that passed several years ago. So what you're going to be hearing at this press conference is that this guy, he had priors. Now, at this point, police are referring to him as pure evil. Police officers in that area, they say he was committing acts that they have never seen before, random acts, choosing the locations and his victims, and it'll be really interesting to see what priors this man had before this attack.
Indeed it will, Melissa. These are really difficult times. So tell us this, having told us what we, more about the suspect, of course. Thank you for that. It appears, though, that there's no motive that's been released. What do you make of that? And is there any indication that police know of one and are holding on to it other than him being pure evil?
Well, the thing is, within this 2-hour stabbing killing spree that he went on, for the most part, he was driving along Harbor Boulevard, just picking these random business locations. So they are leaning towards robbery. But when you think about the chosen locations, they don't carry a lot of cash. And when you point out the gas station incident, there was no robbery, Joey. According to police, he literally got out, stabbed this man in the back and in the face, and then drove off. So I think robbery spree, yes, absolutely. But as police say, with the intention to also harm and kill.
Indeed. Now, what about, I know a lot is being said about red flag laws given the violence that we've seen this past weekend. But what about in a case like this where the weapon's not a gun, it's a knife? Are politicians talking about anything that they can do regarding knives in situations like this?
And this is such a great question. And how do you really prepare for these random acts of violence? And as a 2-decade-long crime reporter, cops will always tell you, you do not get involved. You stay back. Instead, you know what? You be a better witness. And as you mentioned, I was able to talk to a Garden Grove council member, George Brightgum. He actually pointed out something interesting. Nationwide, there is a program. It is called Run, Hide, Fight. And it is a free training program for corporations, businesses, and individuals for these random acts of violence. But you know what you do instead? You identify everything possible about the suspect, from what they're wearing to even the direction that they were going in, but you don't get involved.
No, Melissa McCarty, thank you. This is a tough situation. You said it's called Run, Hide, and Fight? Is that what it is?
Run, Hide, and Fight, nationwide, free.
Indeed. We certainly need people to be aware of that and to get involved. Melissa McCarty, we appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.